Did you miss the 2011 film Battle Los Angeles? Probably. It's a battle in Los Angeles. It's got military, it's got aliens, you get the idea. Even if you did see the film, did you know that it also got a video game tie-in? What a strange choice for a video game adaptation. Some might say, weird. Yeah, you get it, it's Weird World of Licensed Games time again, and that's the best segue I've got, so let's take a look at what we've got here. Battle Los Angeles is quite an easy film to sum up. First, you take Black Hawk Down, then you take Independence Day, then you sprinkle some Saving Private Ryan and War of the Worlds on top, before shoving them into a blender and powering it for 30 seconds. But the end result hasn't quite blended right, and it's full of these weird chunks that remind you of the much better ingredients that you had that were much tastier before you ruined them by putting them together. Okay, let's backtrack a little here. The film stars Aaron Eckhart as Sergeant Michael Nance, who has to head into a war zone in Los Angeles to rescue civilians amidst an alien invasion. The film takes the Black Hawk Down style of filming with close-ups and low camera angles to attempt to put the viewer on the ground amidst the action, and while this kind of works in the beginning, the film just kind of forgets about doing this as it goes on, and falls back on much more conventional setups, making the latter end of the film much less energetic. This is also a problem as the film is nearly 2 hours long, and while the film does have plenty of action, it doesn't introduce anything new or interesting to justify that longer runtime. Also, it's not to be confused with the 2011 Battle of Los Angeles, a derivative mockbuster by The Asylum, which is even worse. Reviews were mostly negative, citing the issues stated and a lack of depth that makes it overshadowed by its influences that are much better movies. That said, the film was at least a success financially, with a budget of over $70 million, turning into about $212 million at the box office. So I guess someone is happy. Now, alongside this film is the licensed game, released for PC, Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2011, the same year as the film. It was published by Konami and developed by Saber Interactive. In the early 2000s, I would have expected every middling film to have a cheap licensed game tie-in, but in 2011 the practice had declined a fair amount, so it's odd to me that this even got greenlit. You'd perhaps see a mobile game or some shovelware handheld game on the DS or PSP for example, but something on a larger release was more rare. Maybe someone was expecting the film to be a much bigger success than it was. Okay, let's jump on in. The opening cutscene, and in fact the rest of them, are in an animated comic book style, which doesn't really match anything in the film, and hang on, those subtitles look like Comic Sans? Oh no. Aaron Eckhart reprises his role as Sergeant Michael Nance, but you don't actually play as his character. You instead play as another one of the characters from the film, Corporal Imlay. In this first-person shooter, you'll follow the plot of the film as you go around Los Angeles shooting up aliens with your squad. You go from fight to fight, navigating the ruined city with your squad as I suppose it tries to recreate the feeling of the film by putting you in the perspective of being on the ground at the heart of an alien invasion. However, that immersion is constantly shattered by your squad mates shouting that they got hit or are still alive. I mean, guys, can you keep it down? I'm kind of busy here.
Report in, guys! Are you hurt? Taking damage!
The different levels don't really offer much variety either, it's just running around, shooting aliens in nondescript urban settings, and repeating. Sometimes you'll have to use a turret to protect a squad mate, you'll get to protect the bus full of civilians as in the film, and sometimes you'll have to use a rocket launcher to shoot down an aircraft, but that's it.
I got hit!
Didn't ask. You're otherwise just shooting aliens with either your assault rifle or sniper rifle, which I don't really think offer any feedback, as the aliens don't react to your bullets until they go down. The game is also very short. You can get through the campaign in less than an hour, which you may notice is half the runtime of the film, but at least it doesn't drag the story out or become too repetitive in that time.
Report in, guys!
Good. After the campaign is done and the credits roll, that's it really. There's no different game modes, no multiplayer, not even any collectibles. Although you might consider that a good thing depending on how you view them. Yeah, there's not a lot to this game. The graphics are decent enough, there's some large-scale destruction, but the set pieces are very limited and lack impact. The whole game is just very bland and forgettable. It seems like an odd choice to make a game based on this forgettable movie. The setting is interesting enough. I mean, it's an alien invasion in Los Angeles. How can you go wrong with that? Apparently, you can, quite easily. As I said, maybe it was predicted to be much more successful, but a real lack of star power or big budget set pieces really don't give that impression. It's a smaller scale game, so it's hard to get too offended at it, I suppose. And that's it for another episode of the weird world of licensed games. But it's a big world with many more games, so join me next time for some more weirdness.
Shots hit me!
Yes, thanks pal. Thanks a lot.